Sometimes dumb people need to make dumb decisions to realize that they're dumb. Alright, so this is my first Grandmaster coaching, so it's time to start thinking. So we're playing Draven Thresh into Caitlyn Sona. We have the engage potential, but they have the sustain, so we're going to be looking for a level 2 to 3 engage if we're at high enough HP to pull one off. Due to the nature of the champion, Draven pushes the lane by throwing and catching his axes, so the fact that Caitlyn is pushing into us is a great thing. It's a good thing because it allows us to fully auto-attack and catch our axes more frequently, allowing us to stack our passive quicker. I like that you set up a freeze here. Caitlyn has the range advantage, so by freezing you make her overextend, and when you overextend you open yourself up to be ganked. Thresh misses his flay and ends up eating a bunch of free damage. He should recall and we should play passively until Olaf comes down. This is why I think control wards are such a strong item to start with. It's not about having vision for a long period of time, but denying vision instead. Unfortunately, Thresh gets the kill here with Ignite, however, it's still a great opportunity to reset. Coming back to lane with a Vampiric Scepter will provide us with a large amount of sustain and help us against this Sona. Let's just take a second to appreciate this Thresh's accuracy. Perfect, we pick up the kill which triggers our passive, and this provides us with our first item. Let's push this wave into turret, reset, and Thresh should look for deep vision. We have dragon spawning in 40 seconds and Caitlyn is dead, which means she has an opportunity to buy. This means if we don't reset, she is technically stronger than we are when it comes to this dragon fight. This is a pretty late reset, but we should get to Dragon on time. If we had reset instead of taking Scuttle Crab, we would have had a chance to get our item and establish lane priority before the Dragon spawned. So instead of Caitlyn pushing the wave back to establish lane priority to rotate and poke at Dragon, she decides to reset and give up Dragon completely free. I understand not rotating to the Dragon without a jungler, but by her not pushing the wave, you're able to rotate to the mid lane skirmish and pick up even more kills. In the top lane, Olaf and Sett are equalizing the turret count, which will be a pressure release. This means we need to be back in our lane. I'd actually reset here since the wave is stable and take an item advantage going back into lane. In my opinion, this is a waste of Rift Herald. This tower is dead without it. Olaf leaves, so we can't walk this into the next turret. Instead, I'd like to see this held on to potentially take mid lane turret. We have two options. We can walk into an overextended skirmish, or we can help Brand focus on mid lane turret. My goal is to take turrets, not to fight. Looking at the minimap, we see a wave building up in bottom lane. We don't need to leash any jungle camps for Olaf, and mid lane wave is pushing against us. In my opinion, we need to be in the bottom lane getting some forward pressure onto the map.
siga estes passos.
Late is better than never. You'd be surprised how many people ignore side lanes and lower elo.
Quer dor para acompanhar seu pedido?
Herald is about to spawn, so we need to get this bottom lane moving forward and then rotate to push mid so we get lane priority in both lanes before contesting the objective. Given the state of these minions being directly in the middle of the lane, we could have stayed for one more wave before rotating mid. This is why control wards are so potent. Had we swapped to control ward, we could contest Caitlyn's vision and deny it. In this situation, since Brand is rotating down, I'd run 4 mid with Herald and take the T2 mid turret and then rotate to Dragon after we destroy the tower.
Não siga estes passos.
Because we decide to engage the enemy in their jungle, we lose out on the opportunity to take mid turret, and we also lose Olaf, which means Dragon should be theirs.
Vamos admirar a mim por momento.
Can we take a second to appreciate the fact that Thresh finally hit a hook? By Caitlyn throwing this, the enemy team loses their opportunity to contest this dragon. They could still try, but then they have to fight a 4v5 to get close. Look at your positioning here. You are so far forward without anyone to back you up, and you have no vision in the direction you are walking. This is an easy pick onto you if the enemy team is able to. This would mean that we're back into position for the enemy team to contest the dragon again.
Quer dor para acompanhar seu pedido? É aqui que o Draven brilha. Suave.
Okay, this is smart. We know we're not going to be the ones to catch Jack, so we turn our attention onto the wave and start getting this pushing. Nicely done.
Derramo sangue por onde eu passo.
We secured the Scuttle Crab. We do not need to help this idiotic Thresh out who decided to overchase and put himself in a bad position. Sometimes dumb people need to make dumb decisions to realize that they're dumb.
Não siga estes passos.
It's hard to believe that this is Grandmasters and Caitlyn is this disrespectful to back in a contested area.
É aqui que o Draven brilha. Fique aí.
So we are here pushing past River with no vision. This allows for the enemy team to sneak through the tri-brush and kill us. Prior to this, we didn't see the enemy team on the map, so you have to assume they're in a bush waiting for us. We can't push past River without vision in the enemy jungle. If you were pushing, Thresh should have been there to shadow you within the enemy jungle to make sure this didn't happen.
Vamos admirar a mim por momento.
With Jack showing bot, the call is 100% to go to Baron even if we just bait the team fight. I think this is a waste of a flash. We need to keep our flash available to escape a Kali or Jax. I don't want to see you on a sweeper because you should never be the one checking brush as an AD carry. Plus, you can always use a control ward to orb walk in case the enemy team ends up passing into the brush. This is a nice use of stasis to make sure Akali cannot assassinate you, and apparently that is game, so good game.